Yeah, absolutely.
So let's get into the complexities.
Yeah, one of the major unlocks here is that when it comes to Tartle technology, the human comes first. And because the human comes first, they are the ones that act as all these individual conduits that build up this longitudinal repository of themselves. So over time, they're always building more and more about themselves and storing it
Hmm.
in one place secure to them. Now, the benefit of that is the data of this person is not scattered all over the internet. You can have a one-stop shop as an AI/ML firm to come in and say, I'm going to use this API to tag directly into these people and the changes in their life over time because they're actively storing it. So let's make this simple. When Jason wakes up in the morning, he's always doing something,
Hmm.
but there's changes that happen through cause and effect in his life and changes in his behavior. Now, if there was a model of Jason, I have to take Jason's history and then synthesize it to expect or anticipate or guess what Jason's going to do in the future, but that's not always the case because humans are always changing and evolving, albeit slow, but it does occur. So Tartle allows for that novel data capture. So when your system is ingesting data through the Real Intelligence API, you get to train it on things that are always adjusting those weights and always giving it new novel inputs that make the system more robust. Because the more variance it gets inside of it, the better the system will be. And you need people to come in and give feedback for what is actually valuable, because then you have proper assigning of weights, rather than pre-assumed weighting that would occur when you're training a model that happens today on synthetic data. So you're actually I'll shut up in a second.
No, you're fine.
You'll actually reduce the model's fragility.
Mm.
You reduce your error rates when you tie into the Real Intelligence API. Why wouldn't you want to use a system, Jason, that makes your models more robust, reduces the liability of your data sourcing, and gives you the option to grow and adapt with society, your model over time?
Is ethical and compliant data practices.
Yep.
So let's get into explicit user consent, transparency in data usage, compliance with GDPR, CCPA, and all these international regulations. Let's get into concerns on the ethical.
So when it comes to larger organizations, for so long, data practices have been sketchy.
Yeah. Wild West.
And if someone was ever delivering data that was very identifiable on sensitive information, they would question me like, where did you get this?
Mm-hmm.
How did you get this? Because what happens is they were sourcing that data as a third party and not the rightful owners of it. So people were using it, but that's tapered off over time. And all these stupid products had to be created to fill that gap in the market because no one created an ethical mechanism to go directly to people to request that data from them. So what we deal with is when you create a technology that captures permission and consent every single time on every iota of data, it puts you ahead of the regulation.
Yes.
Regulation is there for the management of data when third parties are managing first-party information. This is zero party data being managed by the data creator of that data.